So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today's challenge was based on leadership styles. So let us have a look on today's challenge. So in today's challenge, you were supposed to read the article that was the link was given to you and understand the leadership styles, and then after that there is an online quiz. You are supposed to take that quiz, and I am happy that most of you have taken that quiz and most of you have got some result that which type of leadership style do you have, and what required to be the democratic leader or the other types of leader. So, Dr. Ram, would you like to listen from them their experiences, or first you would like to speak about the leadership styles?
Give me a few minutes so you can brief. I will take it after that. 2-3 minutes. I come out from the station now.
Okay, so Asya, I request you first you start please sharing your experience when you have taken the test of leadership. Were you aware of the leadership style before, or did you have any idea that which type of leadership style you have in your own life, and whether the result was as per your expectations or result is entirely different? What do you have to say, Asya?
If I am being a leader, I seek for initiative. I think there's some emergency in my house. I'll talk to you later. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, so now Asya has gone on the emergency. Now may I request आतिफ कि आप ये बताइए कि जब आपने ये टेस्ट किया लीडरशिप का तो आपको कैसा लगा? कि आपको पहले से उम्मीद थी कि आपका रिजल्ट ऐसा ही आएगा? क्या पहले से आपको मालूम था कि लीडरशिप स्टाइल्स भी होते हैं, कुछ अलग अलग तरह के लीडर्स होते हैं, उनका अलग अलग स्टाइल होता है? तो ये एक्सरसाइज करके आपको कैसा लगा आतिफ?
क्या मैम नहीं सुने? मैम अजान हो रहा था इसलिए नहीं सुन पाए।
जो आज आपने किया है लीडरशिप टेस्ट लीडरशिप स्टाइल का, तो उसको करके आपको कैसा क्या समझ में आया? आपको आपका आपका अपना स्टाइल आपको पहले से मालूम था कि आपका लीडरशिप स्टाइल है, या आपने टेस्ट किया तो आपको पता चला?
ये टेस्ट किया तो पता चला मैम।
तो बोलिए इसके बारे में, अपने पूरे एक्सपीरियंस इसके बारे में बोलिए। पूरा एपिसोड बताइए सुबह से लेकर के कि जब आपको चैलेंज मिला तो फिर कैसा लगा, फिर उसके बाद आपने कब किया, कैसे किया, क्या रिजल्ट आया, आपको रिजल्ट कैसा लगा?
अच्छा लगा मैम।
पूरा बताइए ब्रीफ। मैं इतने सेंटेंस बोल रही हूँ, आप एक सेंटेंस बोल रहे हैं। 10 सेंटेंस बोलिए।
मतलब इस चैलेंज को देखकर मतलब हम खुश हो गए हैं, और ये मतलब क्यूज को मतलब किए तो मतलब टेस्ट दिए तो अच्छा लगा, और रिजल्ट आया तो अच्छा लगा।
तो आपका कौन सा लीडरशिप स्टाइल है? आपके रिजल्ट में क्या आया कि आपका सबसे ज्यादा कौन सा स्टाइल है? Yes, Asya, you can carry on.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry for the inconvenience. If I am being a leader, I seek for initiativeness that will add value to the task, being able to organize and motivate to my team member, as well as accepting responsibility for the mistakes, being flexible, asking everyone's opinion. I like team members to contribute to achievement. I I allow team members to make their own decision. I like to communicate with my members, like if they're having any problems, any difficulties, or if they have problem, they have a problem with my communication, or they have some misunderstandings. I like to clear that.
Okay, so here you have shared the result in the group. If
Yes,
I
ma'am.
take up one by one, so this is Asia's result. That says that 32% is participative and 24% is procedural, 20% is transformational, and 20% is laissez-faire, and 4% is authoritarian. Okay, now
Sorry, ma'am, I did not understand what does this percentage mean.
okay, that when Dr. Ram is explaining about different styles of leadership, then we are going to explain that, because clear cut we cannot have one leadership style, because in all our decisions and in all our dealings with the people, sometimes one characteristics will be highlighted, the other time other characteristics will be highlighted. So that's
Yes,
like
ma'am.
percentage. Like in your character, 28% is participative leadership, 24% is procedural leadership. It is like that. So there is no demarcation, like there is no boundary that, okay, you are like this leader. So you cannot be the other type. Sometimes you are other type, sometimes you are other type. It depends on the situation. So that this result is showing.
Thank
Now,
you, ma'am.
दिस इज आतिफ से रिजल्ट. आतिफ, मैं आपसे पूछ रही थी ना कि क्या रिजल्ट आपका है, तो ये रिजल्ट है. कम से कम बेटा रिजल्ट तो याद रखो कि 28% आपका पार्टिसिपेटिव आया है, 24% आपका प्रोसीजरल आया है, 20% ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल आया है. तो ये अब आप ये सब चीजें क्या है, पार्टिसिपेटिव क्या है, प्रोसीजरल क्या है, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल क्या है, ये सब आज आपको समझना है. जब आपको डॉक्टर राम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे तो आपको पूछना है उनसे, ठीक है. वैसे ही अब आप ये देखें, ये किसका है, उनका 28% पार्टिसिपेटिव, 24% लेसिस फेरे एंड देन 20% ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल आया है. उसके बाद फिर ये किसी और का 32% पार्टिसिपेटिव आया है, 24% ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल आया है और 24% प्रोसीजरल आया है. तो ये आपके रिजल्ट हैं. अब आपके रिजल्ट का क्या मतलब है, पार्टिसिपेटिव कौन सा होता है, ये देखो. ये किसी का तो 28% जो है वो लेसिस फेरे आया है, 24% प्रोसीजरल आया, 20% ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल आया है, एंड 16% आया पार्टिसिपेटिव, जबकि ज्यादातर स्टूडेंट्स का अभी तक पार्टिसिपेटिव हाई पे था. तो देखिए, ये किसी और का है जिसका कि 28% ऑथोरिटेरियन आ गया है और 24% आया पार्टिसिपेटिव. तो क्या मतलब है इन तमाम लीडरशिप का, ये देखिए, ये किसी का 32% ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल आया है और 24% पार्टिसिपेटिव आया है. तो ये अब डॉक्टर राम जब एक्सप्लेन करेंगे तो फिर वो बताएंगे कि डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ कौन सी लीडरशिप होती है, एंड हमारी लीडरशिप स्टाइल जो अभी आया है रिजल्ट आपके सामने, उसका क्या मतलब है. यस डॉक्टर राम, ओवर टू यू.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the delay. I was in a transit from station to bus. Sorry for the delay for the fellow participants. And it is a wonderful topic today, the assignment to give to the people, leadership styles. As far as concerned, leadership is the way how to lead, how to make the people to follow them. But there are certain kind of values we have to endorse, especially for those people who can able to connect and make some kind of relationship with us, and they are believing on what we are, where we are, how we are, to coordinate as well as guide them. So as Dr. Halima mentioned, there are certain kind of characters, certain kind of attributes, as well as certain kind of the list can be give you the values, especially for, there are many people, they are having the personal or personality kind of leadership qualities. Either they have certain kind of values, how to lead, how to make them as an identifying leadership role they are committing, especially with their background of skills, with their background of attributes, as well as their empowerment kind of style. These are all the values they are giving to the team who are following them. Especially we can able to think of the people in the higher range of community, especially in the organizations, the chief executive officer or chief operating officer, chief technology officer, or chief scientific officer, and so on. So the CXO groups are leading the team and they are guiding the team. These are all the values they are making through the authoritative kind of positions. That kind of leadership is a commendable positions, and it is making the control elements for the whole organizations, because they are in the peer reviewing as well as the decision making bodies, and they are centralizing all these activities very meaningfully for the companies who are looking for them to guide and control the whole entire organizations. So the authority kind of things are always getting admired. You could see Google, the CEO Sundar Pichai, and Microsoft Satya Nadella, the CEO, and recently the Starbucks also appointed an Indian as a CEO. So these are all the authoritative kind of leadership. Then another one is the participative leadership. How do we define the participation? Because we are engaging the people to collaborate and making them to join hand with the operations. That is very, very important. So we have to invest our time and energy, which are controlling and coordinating the whole entire group. That is the outcome they are expecting. So the participative leadership also very seldom, because many places, in absence of the leaders, they are receiving the information and they are following. But in many places, they are having these leaders among with them. So they are regularly visiting or guiding them. They are also involving as a participant to coordinate the jobs. So these are all the values, the participating. Hello, can you mute? One second. So have you mute them? Sorry. Sorry for the disturbance. So participative leadership is such kind of things. Then the next one is the visionary leadership. The visionary leaders who are having the foreseeing out of the box, out of the frameworks, they are making the people to follow them. They are providing the visionary kind of ideas and focus for long-term visions, short-term visions. They are able to inspire and motivate the others. That is very, very important, because when you are doing something, they cannot able to imagine and follow. This is very critical type of leadership. You have to make them to understand. If you are changing anything in the big manner in the company, or making them to understand about the clear directions and follow up. These are all the tasks for the visionary leader. Now you can see the Tesla company, they are giving space shuttle. Many people, they can't able to think and imagine how to go and live out of the world, out of the earth kind of things. So these are all the visionary kind of focus. Only those kind of visionary leaders can create that kind of opportunity for the people. Coaching or guiding kind of leadership. There are people who can identify whether the team members having certain kind of values and strengths or weakness, so they can able to analyze and review all those things, and they can able to propose where do they able to uplift the skill sets, where do they able to uplift the kind of attitude for them to improve the quality of performance and making them to transform to the next level of leadership criteria. Many companies, they are used to give this kind of training, corporate training, as well as company, they arrange some special training for the staff members who can able to fill up those kind of gaps in the skill sets and attitude or knowledge sources. So this kind of leadership is very important, coaching or guiding kind of leadership. Affiliative leadership, there are people who can able to build a strong relationship because they are believing the strong relationship only making the bond closer between the people, especially for those leaders who can able to make the staff members to feel comfortable, and they are very much concerning about the work-life balance for the people because they have to allot certain kind of values for the professional contributions as well as personal contribution in the family. So these kind of relationships are really very helpful for the workplace where the people are feeling happy and comfortable when they are working for the organizational level. This is important thing. And the next one is we can able to think the democratic leadership. Who are the democratic leadership? If they are having some good concept, but they are having the kind of leadership attitude, how to make the people to understand and follow. Especially for the empowering kind of strategy, many people, they are thinking they are not fit to the environment and they are not having that kind of good opportunities. So the democratic leadership is supporting for those kind of underprivileged people who cannot able to compete well, who cannot able to succeed their life in the defined situation. So we have to think, how do we able to embrace the opportunity for the people by way of gaining certain knowledge, experience, and they can manage everything for their own sake. That is very, very important. So the democratic leadership, mostly they collaborate and lead for the creativity and innovation. And especially they can feel more highly valuable for the employee engagement and building the trust for using them, especially for the organizational team formations. This is very important. Next one is pace setting leadership. How do we able to define the pace setting leadership style? Pace setting is we have to define certain kind of values of productions or performance of quality and the ability to do the job. These are all the values the pace setting people they are focusing, and they are making the roadmap for the team to lead ahead. This is very important when the team can able to lead and fulfill the requirement for the task completion. Entirely, this is planned by the pace setting leadership who can able to create the success scenario for the companies. And they are having these kind of requirements and motivations for the team members. They can be able to meet out with the deadlines assigned for them. This is very important because pace setting is a kind of goal setting kind of attitude. And the next one is commanding leadership style. Mostly commanding leadership is always a boss kind of attitude, but it is also very much focused on the right directions, or the leadership can able to achieve the defined outputs. This style of the leaders, mostly they are having very clear cut goal sets and clear objects for them to communicate to the people in the team, as well as expect others to follow. So the commanding and demanding is always kind of good quality of leadership wherever it is defined to apply for the community. That is very, very important. If it is not in the right manner, they are delivering the communications, then the team members may not feel comfortable. So that's also very important. It's a sensitive kind of issue when you are commanding without knowing the ground reason or without knowing the conditions of the people. So these are all the idealistic things you have to follow when you are commanding or demanding something from the team. Next one is the transformational leadership style. How do we define the transformation? Because now the disruptive challenges induce a lot of digital transformations. Either the people, they are having the focus, knowledge, and experience to coordinate well. Many people you could see that during the pandemic time, the teaching classrooms are getting changed because many people cannot able to come to the classrooms. They are sitting at home, and the teachers also at home, but they are connecting to through the online platform. So that is the example we can able to think. Suddenly all of the lesson plans and coaching or teaching kind of guidance, everything changed into the online. You were also having the experience, right? Through mobile phones or other gadgets, you are getting the lessons to teach by the teachers when you are sitting at home. But you don't have the classrooms, routine classrooms. So these are all the challenges when the transformation is going on. Suddenly any kind of upgradation in the computer or any system So everybody must need to be trained for handling that softwares or equipments. All these things are happening. So the leader who are having that kind of in charge, they must need to plan well. They have to provide the emotional control, whether the people are coping up well with the situations to handle the transformational challenges. And it is very important, you have to make a kind of betterment, especially you are very noteworthy to provide the understanding and aspiration kind of capacity. These are all the values, the transformational leaders who can able to provide to the people. So these values are very important when you are planning to become a kind of leader. Next one is the transactional leadership. Maximum, the people, they are having many kind of concepts and conceptualizations, whether they wanted to lift up very well for the communal level or social level. These are all the values could be adopted by the leader, and they can able to provide the rewards or any kind of appreciations, as well as they are punishing the people if they are not making the things to happen as per the expectations. So everyone is having that kind of way. They are appreciating wherever it is possible, but they have to remove those people who are not able to perform well. So that is the way the conditional punishments or endorsement for those kind of situations. Especially many leaders who are having this kind of attitude, when they are having this kind of opportunity, they can exhibit the different style of leadership. We cannot imagine all these things are not only for separate people, but it's a collective characteristic features. It may be percentage wise, as Dr. Halima rightly pointed out. You are taking that kind of piece. You can analyze what kind of style you are having the majority manner in your working style or attitudes as well as attributes. So you don't feel guilty, because it is all natural kind of process when you are having the maturity, when you are having the situation to handle the different issues or problems to solve. So you can able to focus and leverage all these qualities by following eminent people or reading some success stories. These are all the ability you can able to create for yourself. So the today topic is really wonderful. You can have a lot of examples and reading articles in this kind of way. Myself, I am very happy to be a mentor for this particular session. Once again, I wish to apologize for my delayed joining, but hopefully it went on well, and everybody has some kind of focus by way of sharing all your experience or your assignments, what did you did so far. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Once again, I wish you all success, and thanks to Dr. Halima for enabling me to handle this session. Thank you. Over to Dr. Halima.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ram. It was a very well-informed talk that you have just delivered to the students, and you have precisely covered all types of leadership. And today, Madam Alka has also joined us. Good evening, Alka ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Alka ji.
Dr. Alka, are you there? So now, my dear students, if you have any questions, anything you couldn't understand, you please just ask Dr. Ram. He is going to explain further. कोई भी आपके दिमाग में सवाल है, कुछ भी आप पूछना चाहते हैं, तो आप डॉक्टर राम अभी हमारे साथ हैं, आप पूछ सकते हैं. Asia, do you have to ask? Now you understand that what exactly mean when you have got the percentage in the transformational or participative or other things. Okay, so now if you want to ask, just raise your hand so that you can be unmuted, and then you can ask.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, can you please explain procedural leadership again?
Procedural leadership.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ram, will you explain or shall I take up this procedural leadership?
I can give the assumption about the procedural leadership. Then you can also explain. There are certain kind of SOP, the standard operational procedures or guidelines, or some kind of organizational guidelines they are providing, especially for the MNC companies. They are operating well with the regional places as well as controlled by the headquarters. So all these things are providing the guidelines. They have to obey the operational guidelines and endorse the quality of execution for their leadership control. Yeah. Thank you. Over to Dr.
Yes, Asya, actually procedural leadership is that once you have planned the procedures it's in any organization or company or school or college, wherever. So now you have to follow that procedure, and as per the procedure, you have to take decision. While some people, they will not have this habit. Like suppose if I take my examples, so at times I feel like very suffocated. If we go by the procedure, then it takes too long. And then sometimes I feel like, suppose in my organization, if I am the principal and I have two vice principals, and then they have many lead teachers, and then they have the class teachers, then they have the teachers for teaching in the class, then they have the students. So like this is the hierarchy maintained. Suppose if I saw anything going on wrong with any student, and if I wait for this whole line to be first consulted and then reach to the student, it is going to be too late. So I normally bypass the vice principal and other people, and I directly deal with the students or directly deal with the teacher, whosoever is responsible at that moment. So this is like against procedural. If we have followed some procedure, if we have made some procedure, then the procedural leadership will always follow the procedure. There are benefit in that, because in that there won't be any confusion, there won't be any communication gap, there won't be any the people disheartened, like I am not in the loop, and if some people are lazy, they also will be taken along with. So those are some of the benefits of procedural, while there are other demerits of the procedural also. So both the things are, it depends on the situation, that if situation demands that we have to follow the procedure, then fine. But if sometimes there is an emergency and if we go by the procedure, it will be delayed, then we can take the other types of leadership, take up the other styles of leadership. Is it clear, Asya, to you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Now, any other student with any question, please? I can see, okay. Only Asya is the one who has some questions. और सबका क्या है? तस्कीन आप बताइए, जोया बताइए, मुशफिक बताइए, फहद बताइए, मोनू, आप सबको समझ में आ गया? ठीक है, इनको अगर समझ में आ गया तो आप रिएक्शन भेज सकते हैं. अगर आप अनम्यूट करके बोल नहीं सकते हैं तो आप ऐसे अपना रिएक्शन भेज दीजिए, वर्चुअल रिएक्शंस. Okay, then. Thank you very much, Dr. Ram. Thank you for being with us. Alka ji, are you there?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Alima. Sorry.
Yes, Madam Alka, are you there? We are not able to connect to Dr. Alka. I think there is some issue. So thank you all the students who joined us. Taskin Raza, Saklan, Atif, Fahad, Monu Kumar, Asiya, Zoya Ali, and Mohammad Kaisar. Thank you very much for joining this evening. See you tomorrow with another challenge. Hope you liked the challenge.